What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing, and today I'm going to be predicting the outcome of Moruti Mthalane versus Sonny Edwards, which is going to be a 12-rounder for the IBF Flyweight World Championship. And this fight is going to be Friday, April 30th, from the York Hall in Bethnal Green, London, England. And this fight is going to be broadcasted on ESPN, ESPN Plus, or on the ESPN app. And again, to both fighters, Moruti Mthalane, fighting out of South Africa. He holds a record of 39 wins, 2 defeats, with 26 wins coming by way of knockout. He is currently ranked number 2 by BoxRec and is the current IBF Flyweight World Champion. His defeats come to Naquibela Guazela, sorry if I'm saying his name incorrectly, via knockout, and he also has a knockout loss to Nonito Donaire. But that Donaire loss actually came in 2008, so it was around 12 to 13 years ago since he has last lost, and that sort of reminds me of Vladimir Klitschko's reign as champion, where he hasn't been defeated in 12 to 13 years. But in between both those losses, he actually beat Hussein for the IBF Flyweight title eliminator, which got him that shot against Nonito Donaire. But where he won the IBF Flyweight World title, he actually is a 2-time IBF Flyweight World Champion, just to say that before I get into his title reigns. But he won the first IBF Flyweight World title against Julio Cesar Miranda, and then he defended it 4 times, and in those 2 of the 4 times, he beat a former champion and a current champion today. He knocked out Zolani Tete, and then he also knocked out the current WBO Bantamweight World Champion, Jean-Real Casimiro. I know those fights were around 10 to 11 years ago, but still they are very good victories. And in between his first and second stint as world champion, he won the IBO title, but that's not really a major world title in my book. But in his second stint as IBF world champion, he actually beat Mohamed Wasim and then defended that belt 3 times since then, going into today. And his most recent title defense came against Akira Yaigashi via knockout in Japan. And to get into his opponent's resume, Sonny Edwards, fighting out of the United Kingdom, he holds a record of 15-0 with 4 wins coming by way of knockout. He is currently ranked number 5 by BoxRec in the flyweight division, and his best wins definitely come against Rosendo Guarneros, sorry if I'm saying his name incorrectly, and he also has a unanimous decision win over Marcel Brathwaite. In my opinion, he's a bright young prospect. He is actually the brother of the former WBC champion, Charlie Edwards. He's most known for fighting Julio Cesar Martinez in a controversial no contest. But just more on to Sonny Edwards. I mean, he's not that powerful, as you could tell from his KO to wins ratio, but he's got decent speed. He's got a decent jab. Not really too much power behind it, but it is sort of a flicker jab that just lands to gain points or to gain leverage to land a possible right hand. But he's a decent fighter, but I think this is just too early for him to be fighting for a world title, especially against a guy like Moruti Mthalane, who's an experienced, power-punching, pressure-fighting champion who's won against some of the best guys in the world. And Moruti Mthalane, as I was saying before, he's a pressure fighter, and that's one thing that could be the downfall of Sonny Edwards. In this fight, I see Sonny Edwards starting out strong, as I think the first 3 to 4 rounds could be very, very competitive and could go either way. But just after that, I feel like Moruti Mthalane is going to be breaking down Charlie Edwards to the body and to the head, because one problem for Charlie Edwards is that if he goes on the ropes, Mthalane could just break him down to the head and to the body, because Mthalane has very powerful hooks. Although sometimes they might be called arm punches because he just throws those shots out there, they still hurt and they still sting and they could still leave some damage. But I definitely see Charlie Edwards breaking down mentally and physically in this fight, because I feel like he might not feel like he could do it as past 4 rounds, as I was saying before. It might be a huge mistake for him, because Mthalane has just been in there against some of the toughest guys out there, and it could be his downfall, and it could definitely be his first defeat, and I think it will. But Mthalane will definitely start to break Edwards down, as I was saying before, past the 4th round. He's definitely going to be putting all that pressure against Edwards, and I just don't think Edwards can handle it. I just think he'll be able to drop Edwards multiple times, and I think the knockdowns in this fight will be very similar to knockdowns in the Lomachenko vs. Campbell fight, where it's just an accumulation of shots that sends his opponent down. And similar to Sonny Edwards' brother, Charlie Edwards, when he fought Julio Cesar Martinez, when he got dropped because of an accumulation of shots that led him to go down. And Mthalane actually fights similar to Julio Cesar Martinez in a way, where he just comes forward, lands brutal shots, although some of them might be arm punches, they still land and they still cause damage. And Mthalane is one of those underrated world champions in my opinion, being that he's from South Africa, he's in a lighter weight class, and many people in the United States or even across Europe might have not been able to see him. But he's definitely a tremendous fighter that I would love to see have another breakthrough fight in the United States, as I believe his last fight in the US was in like 2008 against Nonito Donaire. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. But as I was saying before, I feel like Moruti Mthalane will break down and drop Sonny Edwards multiple times, and he will most likely defend his IBF world title in the United Kingdom in Sonny Edwards' home country. And yeah, I feel like he's going to stop him from rounds like 7 to 10. I feel like that's a comfortable spot because I think, as I was saying before, Mthalane is just going to break him down, and I will most likely be a late stoppage. So overall, I believe that Moruti Mthalane will get his 40th victory, 27th by knockout, and yet another title defense of his IBF Flyweight world title. And I believe that he will give Sonny Edwards his first loss. And it will be a tremendous performance from Moruti Mthalane. And yeah, that's really it. MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.